Hello, everyone. It's Katie and Chris. And as you can see, we are practicing social distancing. We are not in the same room for this video, yet we did want to make sure that we communicated with you and you knew what was going on with your office. So first and foremost, you might have seen the news and things are progressing rather quickly. And so we wanted to get ahead of what is going on with the coronavirus here locally. And so some updates on your office. We are moving to a limited staff here, and that's out of respect for wanting to continue to give you good service and not all get sick at the same time or not be able to come in and provide the service that you deserve for your business as you're doing the same for your clients. So effective tomorrow, we will go to limited staff. That means we're also staying in contact with title companies and finding out the best ways to continue to get you paid. Michelle and Jody will be back and forth with their hours, making sure that there's someone here to cut checks and wire funds and those things, as well as just someone to help with your technology needs. Yet know that all of our trainings from here on out are going to be virtual. So there isn't a need to necessarily come into the office. We will over communicate all of that information. You can expect an email from me every day. As we wrap up the day, I'll send out what's happened for the day, what's the latest, and what to expect for the next day. More than anything, we just want to make sure that you can continue your business, whatever that may look like at the moment, and that we're supporting you at a high level. You can also expect on Wednesday, Chris is going to do a state of the industry. So Chris, tell us a little bit about why and what to expect from you on Wednesday.
Yep. Thanks, Katie. And I just might add, just going back, just know that our goal is not only safety of our agents, but it's safety of our staff as well. And so our almost rule, although I don't know that we can set rules for independent contractors, but our almost rule would be, if you are going to come into the office, please make sure that you're in your own office. If you typically share an office and there's someone there, by all means, get someone to unlock a door. Feel free to use any office that's empty, any conference room that's empty. We really want to stay as separated socially as possible while staying as connected socially online. But on Wednesday, the goal is this. There's a lot of noise and there's a lot of news. And as important as anything is us continuing to be a consultant for our clients. And so on Wednesday, as a state of the company, my goal is to really address head on what conversations can we be having with sellers? How do we advise sellers to do what's best for them from a health perspective, but also from a wealth perspective? Obviously, health will always trump wealth. It might not be the right word to use, but health will always come first. But also, how about buyers? What can we share with buyers right now? How do we consult with buyers? How do we work around the limitations that we really want to live within and advise our clients along the way? I've gotten lots of texts, lots of voicemails, lots of emails, and I promise I'm getting back to everyone as soon as possible. I want you to know that I've pretty much cleared my schedule over the next 2 weeks to be as available as possible and just increase my response rate. But hopefully Wednesday is that day where I can take a lot of these sort of meandering texts and get specific answers. So if you have questions that you want answered during that hour, feel free to shoot me an email and say, hey, would you cover this or would you cover that? But largely, it's sellers, buyers, and as agents, what can we be doing right now such that we're preparing not only our customers, but our businesses for the future as well.
So since we have you, what would you say is one or two of those things we could be doing right now to prepare so we don't have to wait till Wednesday?
Yeah, I think right now, making sure that we have the ability to have a digital meeting is important, right? So if we're not up to speed on that technology or we're struggling with it, we have great agent services coordinators across our network that can help out. So start by reaching out to Lexi. She can help you figure out how to do even a digital conference like this. I think one of the biggest concerns is sellers saying, hey, I don't want to list my property because I just don't want a steady stream of people coming in. And my conversation with those sellers is, if you have health concerns, we absolutely do not want to put your home on the market if you have some serious health concerns. With that said, we also find sellers that are in a position right now economically that they need to sell their property. So in those cases, what we've been advising is we do a consultation, even digitally, that we walk through the property with or without them, and I'm okay doing that either way. I did one this weekend with only one other person. There was no physical contact. We kept our distance, but they were in a position that they really would like to sell their condo. And based on the fact that they were in an economic situation where it would behoove them to sell their condo, what we've done is we will go ahead and list it. We will go ahead and he's actually going to go to a second home in out of state. We will bring a photographer in. We will do a 3D tour. And ultimately, we believe that we could potentially sell that with visual inspection subject to an offer. It could be just individual showings, definitely not a public open, but an individual showing where we open up the door, a buyer walks through, we close the door, obviously protecting their personal property along the way. So I just think we need to get creative. Digital photography, 3D walking tours through Matterport have never been more valuable and just great options for our sellers as a service. A lot of our agents across the country held open houses this weekend, and what they did was asked permission to walk through the home with just a FaceTime or just a video on their iPhone. They walk through, they post that live on Facebook, at least fulfilling their fiduciary obligation to a seller without exposing the home to a lot of strangers and people walking through and touching lots of surfaces. That's a critical piece, right? We want to make sure that we can limit the amount of touching of surfaces inside a seller's home, and that can only happen in a controlled environment. So we'll talk a little bit more around that. We'll also talk about how to service buyers in our current market as well.
I love it. So in wrapping this up, one of the things that you said was if you need help, like getting into other offices here, another thing that I've noticed on our Facebook group is agents helping agents, which I think is a huge part of KW culture, is if you need help, if you're sick, or if you're in a quarantine, like let's help each other in these situations, get through this time. So know that your staff is here, your leadership team is here, and your agents are also here to help you. And we will continue to over communicate with you so you feel like you have all the information from KW, from the region, from your market center, and we love you guys, and we're here. So have a good day.
Thanks, Katie.